Political speculation is rife in Maharashtra over whether the Thackeray cousins, Shiv Sena UBT chief Uddhav Thackeray and Maharashtra Navnirman Sena chief Raj Thackeray will eventually come together, bury their differences and work together politically. Now, where did this start from? It started with an interview from the MNS chief Raj Thackeray, who in an interview to filmmaker Mahesh Manjrekar, who's also been his party's candidate, did mention that, he would be willing to bury the differences because these differences were too small in the interest of Maharashtra, that Maharashtra was much bigger. Now, this statement was met with a response from Uddhav Thackeray, who also did not, completely reject it, but seemed welcoming of the proposal, but with some conditions. Now, this has led to political circles in Maharashtra discussing whether this reunion is possible. This is not the first time this is being discussed. It has been discussed in the past. Many have suggested it in the past that the Thackeray cousins should join forces together to actually bring back the strength of the Shiv Sena, which many say has suffered because of the divisions. First, of course, Raj Thackeray leaving, and then, of course, also you have Eknath Shinde splitting the Sena, and now there's a Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde, there's a Maharashtra Navnirman Sena led by Raj Thackeray, and there's a Shiv Sena UBT led by Uddhav Thackeray. Now, what happens if the two Senas come together? Well, for Shiv Senics, for old-timers who watch the Shiv Sena, it is a sentiment that the two people who worked with Balasaheb Thackeray the most closely come together, join hands. And Balasaheb Thackeray's name is a huge name in Maharashtra politics. He's, of course, an icon of Maharashtra politics, a revered political leader, and therefore his son and his nephew, who at one point were working together in the Shiv Sena, come together to join forces. That would mean a lot sentimentally for supporters of the Senas. The other thing is, of course, that BMC elections are due. Now, both leaders, Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray, would tell you that it doesn't matter which elections are close. This is something for the future. This is for the interest of Maharashtra, and that's something that they would tell you. But again, elections are a test of a party's strength on the ground in electoral politics, and if they come together, many believe that this would actually benefit both the MNS and the Shiv Sena UBT, and therefore this would also lead to some sort of recalibration of the Senas, their strength and their focus and their potential. And that is something that perhaps both leaders would consider. Now, the BJP is also watching this. Why is the BJP watching this? Well, the BJP is, of course, building its own strength in Mumbai. It wants to even fight the BMC elections, perhaps, as sources say, to try and see if it can win on its own in Mumbai, because that would be the ultimate test for the BJP. They've won the state elections, have emerged as the largest party in the state. But in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, many would believe that perhaps that strength to win the BMC elections is something that the party would be still working on. And this would be a test because it doesn't affect the government. The government is already in place. It is there for the next 5 years. But this would give the party a strength to see the scope of expansion in Mumbai and other municipal corporations where it perhaps has to depend on allies. So these are the factors. Now, what could have led to this reconsideration of the two Thackeray cousins burying the hatchet and coming together? Many believe it could be one of these elections and the kind of pattern that people saw in these elections. For example, a few days ago, Eknath Shinde met MNS chief Raj Thackeray, and many believe that there were seats in which this Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena lost because of the MNS candidate, and that could lead to a recalibration. But then, of course, if you look at Worli and Mahim, and why am I choosing these two seats? Well, in both these seats, there was a Thackeray contestant. In Worli, Aditya Thackeray made his debut in 2019. He contested again this time. In 2019, there was no MNS candidate, and Aditya Thackeray won comfortably. This time, however, in both Mahim, where Amit Thackeray, Raj Thackeray's son, made his debut, and Worli, where Aditya Thackeray contested, it was a triangular fight because in Worli, it was Aditya Thackeray of the Sena UBT, Sandeep Deshpande of the MNS, and you also had Milind Deora of the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde. In Mahim, it was Sada Sarvankar of the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde. It was Amit Thackeray of the MNS, the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, who's Raj Thackre's son also. And it was also Mahesh Sawant of the Shiv Sena UBT. Now, in Mahim, the Shiv Sena UBT won. Amit Thackeray's political debut did not go as planned, unsuccessful political debut. But if you look at these seats, perhaps if you see that the Senas calibrate their strength, if the two Senas came together, and perhaps the next generation of these parties, which will lead these parties, look at it, they would be open to considering to see how the political arithmetic and the political, template plays out for the future. And therefore, this is something that many believe that the Mahim seat, the Worli seat, could be an indicator of what these two parties are thinking. And therefore, there could be a political situation where they come together, bury the hatchet, and fight elections also together. But again, it'll not be for elections. They will not say it'll be for elections. They will say it's for the greater good of Maharashtra and the Marathi pride and the Marathi Asmita. All of this would be in the scheme of things, and therefore it is seen as a political reunion that many have wanted in the past but felt that it was not possible. But now those same people, many feel that given the statements we've seen from both Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackray, it could very well be possible. For more such videos where we bring you the news beyond the headlines and give you contests, stay tuned to NDTV's YouTube platform. For all the news and updates, stay tuned to NDTV. Till then, thank you for watching.